fucking love this music. Hi guys, we are back! Well, we're not back, because the microphone's up here. And I need to turn my laptop off, because otherwise we're going to get the Teams PTSD sound. Let's just lock it. Oh, how are we doing? Hope you're all having a wonderful morning. It's actually quite loud. Let's turn that down a touch. There we go. Not there. Oh, yes, we are back. We are back in the wonderful Aurora. Supported by the lovely sounds of Stellaris and me stirring my coffee. Speaking of Stellaris, I am going to be doing a Stellaris stream at some point this next week, because I've been listening to the soundtrack for 2 weeks now, and I've got the itch. So we're going to jump in. I've got a build already planned. It's going to be Wilderness, Lithoid, what's it called? Devouring Swarm. So basically, hungry rocks who infest planets and absorb them, basically. Excuse me. Anyway, so today, it's not going to be as long a stream as it was yesterday, because we are going to be playing some Icarus later on with the guys. But we are going to try and carry on a little bit from what we did yesterday. I've just had a look at this. The Arctic module is only going to take a month to build, barely even a month. It's going to be done by... It's going to take 11 days to build that, and then we'll dump 100% of our resources back into infrastructure, or maybe we probably need more research facilities, in all honesty. Yeah, we might build a couple more research facilities, and then we will, I think we'll probably try and double what we've got here. We've got 25, let's go up to 50. In fact, let's set that up now. Oh, we can't afford 50. We need the Macassium. So where is our Macassium coming from? There's none left on Earth. No, this is not good. There's none on our mother lode on Venus. There's a lot on Eris. Now, Eris, I think, is that asteroid that's ridiculously far away. But we can set up a we can either set up a mass driver to send things from Eris to Earth, or we can send a ship. We can build a really efficient cargo shuttle to go back and forth from Eris to Earth, Eris to Earth, Eris to Earth. We could even set up a cargo shuttle that goes around all of the asteroids and then back to Earth, and it does that like once every 10 years to give them a chance to build things up a little bit. Because you can see the stockpile here, for example, on Eris right now is 92. And I mean, we've only got one auto mine, bear in mind, on all of these. We're going to have more auto mines eventually, but right now we've only got one, and it's pumping out 92. So we could probably just use a mass driver for the foreseeable future. I don't envisage having a mass driver will send 5,000 resources from, I think it's every year. So I don't think we'll over encumber that. And if we do, we can always push another mass driver out there. It's not going to be difficult. That said, we also have a lot of fuel. So we've got a huge amount of fuel coming in from our fuel harvesters on Neptune, Jupiter, and Saturn. My last game, I think we had it all on Uranus, wasn't it? And now we don't have anything on Uranus, I don't think. Let's check. In fact, we want this screen. I don't think there's anything on Uranus. Yeah, there's nothing at all. There is on Puck, but not really enough to bother with. Puck has a relatively small diameter, though. We could actually mine Puck with an orbital mining ship. And that's what we might do. We might build an orbital miner to go and do all the little bits of clear up from around the system. And we'll put a cargo bay on there so it can also carry the stuff with it. So it can go mine a bunch of... It can go and clear out an asteroid completely, mine everything on it, pick everything up, go to the next asteroid, and then when it's full, go back to Earth and drop off. Or we do what we're doing with fuel harvesters and we send a ship to go and take things off of that ship. Or off of that world, rather. Every period of time. There's loads of things we can do. We've got the freedom to do that with Aurora. The other thing we need to do is build a bit of a long distance survey vessel so that we can get to Minerva and back. Minerva is... Let's get this. So if I go from about there, call it 140 billion roughly, because I might not be in quite the right place to start from. And actually, if it goes from there to like over here, yeah, you're talking about 180 billion there at the furthest distance. So we need to go 180 round Minerva and then 180 back. So call it 200 and then back. So 400 billion kilometers. Yeah, kilometers. So let's see if we can design a ship that does that. So our current geological survey vessel. So she can only do 78 billion right now. We need 400. But she only has 50,000 litres of fuel. So potentially we could build a copy of this ship. And we could just add more fuel to it. If I go, where's the wide view? There it is. I wish these would just stay open. Because there's never a situation where you want these minimized, really. I mean, these sub-menus, sure, they can be minimized. And you just open what you want. But so we've only got a standard fuel store on there. What if we add an ultra-large? Just go nuts. That's a lot. So that one long-range Challenger on the engine that we designed in 2024, so 20-year-old engine. So it's not going the fastest. It would probably take a long time to get out there. Probably. How big is that? That's 5,000 tons. How big is there? How big is there? That's good English. Also, the annual failure rate on that is 78%. It's going to take him a couple of years to get out there as well. So that deployment time is probably going to need to increase. So I think we should design a new engine. I think we are on the cusp of a new... Yeah, we're on the cusp of a new engine tech. That comes out next year. So we'll design a new engine for this second Challenger. And we'll see what we can do. Right, let's zoom back in. Give me the soul, bitch. Right, there we go. Okay. So we'll pass time forward 11 days. Okay. Art module completed. Let's add in... So we couldn't afford to go to 25. We could do 10, but that eats up most of our Macassium. What else have we got here? We do need more auto mines, and we have more corundum now to make those. How much can we make? Divided by 240. Make another 400 auto mines, which we could then send to some of these asteroids. We can prioritize which ones we're going to send them to. We also need some mass drivers. Did we make mass drivers? We did. We made 30 mass drivers. So we do need to take some mass drivers to some of the other colonies. We've got 46 million available colonists who want to go from Earth to other colonies. I think we added a ton of infrastructure to Mars last time. Mars... Yeah, Mars can currently hold 10 million pops. What does it say minimum? Oh, I think the minimum because the colony cost fluctuates, doesn't it? So at its furthest point, or at its worst point in the eccentric orbit, the colony cost goes from 2 to 2.5. But when it's at 2, it can support 10 million. At its worst, it can support 8.5, and we're at 8.1. So we'll just leave them there right now. I think they should start producing their own infrastructure. Yeah, they're producing 7.9 infrastructure. So they should start increasing that by themselves, I think. I think that's how that works. Luna's fine, they're producing infrastructure. We'll actually be able to take infrastructure from Luna as well, because we are currently terraforming Luna. So we've got the colony cost currently at 2. Once we've got oxygen in there and nitrogen, that will give it a breathable atmosphere. Then we need to up the temperature and provide water. I think hydrographic extent needs to be about 20. And the temperature has got to be between minus 10 and 38 degrees. So we'll tackle that. What we could do on Earth is possibly provide... I think, do we not have a terraforming thing on Earth? Oh no, we left it on Ganymede, didn't we? So Ganymede currently also is being terraformed, albeit very slowly. We could create a bunch of terraformers. Duranium and Borondide. But we're also building a terraforming fleet, right? So I think are we not currently doing that? It's the TRs, isn't it? Terraforming. Yes, we've got a fleet of 4 azaleas. Where are you at the minute? You're orbiting Luna, so that's why Luna's terraforming. So we should build more of those. Shipyards, terraformers. I want to use the admin. I'm going to go to the terraforming fleet, Azalea, and create 4 of those for me. And then you're currently adding a slitway, so that's fine. We'll create like 20 terraformers in total for that fleet. I think that'll be fine. Because each one of those terraformers as well has 3 terraforming modules. So 20 would give us 60 terraforming modules worth of terraforming capability. So it would be able to quite quickly terraform some worlds. Some will take a long time regardless because of the size of them, but it's fine. We need more beetles as always. They're going to go into the logistics fleet. We will be going through and updating the beetles as well. 5 at a time is probably enough. The repair yard is done. Let's upgrade that to, I don't know, 50,000 for now. That's fine. How's our wealth looking? Oh, hello. Who's our good boy? Are you messing with my curtain?
To be fair, it's on your head. Please don't be sick. It's okay. It's okay. Hello. Have you been outside eating the grass by any chance? I can tell because you're cold. Baby boy.
It's hella windy outside today. I don't know if you can hear it when my microphone's on, but it sounds like the wind is knocking on our windows. It's quite horrendous. It's the names sometimes make me laugh. So the current storm in the UK is Storm Dave, which is actually my wife's nickname for me. Her nickname, my nickname for her is Bob. Jenna Bobs. Jenna Bob. So we're Bob and Dave. So this storm right now is my fault. I did this to the world. Right. Now then, some of these, Venus for example, we have put a governor on Venus, which gives them a 25 increase to mining. So that is there. We've got a 5% increase on the sector governor, so all of these are going to have a 5% bonus. But we should probably get an actual governor, a mining related governor for each of these that we're going to be working on. And Eris, I think, needs to be first priority. Mining, because Macassium, we're going to need Macassium. What's your mining? 20%. Okay, that's good. Venus has got one. Rainmouth, how's your mining? Not massively important. Some of these are just small. That's Oberon. Yep, you can have a good governor. Mining. 20%. Cool. Titania. Baron died. Meh. More corundum and Galasite here. Galasite's used in the production of engines, so we are going to need that quite a bit. Governor, and I need to remember to take automated assignments as well. Otherwise, when they die, they won't be reassigned. So we did Oberon, and we did Eris. Let me just check. Mining. Titania. Wolf is a good shout, yeah. Whipple for the Macassium. Okay, so Wolf and Whipple first, and then the rest of them we'll just give them the best governor we can that's left. So mining, auto, go, Whipple. Mining and mining. Did I do automated on you? I did. I didn't do it on you. And then we'll just go down the rest of them, and as we come across them, we'll just give them mining and mining. Automated mining. Hera's already got one. Hera's got a good one considering how crap the resources are, but it's fine. We'll just leave them there for now. Governor Schultz. I think Hera was probably one of the first ones we set up because it's fairly close to Earth, I believe. Mining. As soon as it stops giving us a governor, we'll know we've run out of people with mining bonuses. I'm still working on 10% so far, so it's not too bad. Once we've finished mining these places as well, we'll take the colonies off here so we can reallocate some of these governors. Because we don't need these colonies forever, we just need them for the resources. We could put people on some of these. So we'll reassess when they've each depleted their supply. Mining. We're down to 5% now, so I'm hoping we have enough just to finish this off. Oh, one more. Mining. Oh, we ran out of people who have good mining. Okay, you can maybe do logistics. Sure. You don't have a huge amount of stuff on there anyway, it's fine. Logistics doesn't really give you any bonuses, so that's okay. It might give bonuses when they go load in the resources, if we do the freighter vessel. This one is going to be a mine as well, I believe. Yeah, there's not a huge amount of stuff on there. Mercury is going to be a manned mine. So they'll probably have a governor who's also good with pop growth. We probably want to put mining at the top. Then pop growth. And then probably terraforming first, actually, then mining, then pop growth. Yeah, 30% terraforming. And we can we send... There's no people currently on Mercury, is there? No, so what we need to do, we do need to send infrastructure to Mercury. They do have quite a lot of infrastructure already, actually, so we just need to send people there. Let's do that. Let's get our you and go movement orders. You're doing that, so then you go back to Earth, load colonists, then go to Mercury, please, and unload colonists. Go back to Earth, refuel and resupply, and then when you've done that, you tell me. Arc module. Did we set a new production? We did not. Let's start building. I think we said we could build 400. And let's build 300. We won't use all of our corundum. We've still got 101 in the ground on Earth, so we've still got a good supply. Let's see how that gets on. Terraforming's just been increased, which just provides a flat update. So all of our terraformers now get a 20% increase to the terraforming rate. We're going to keep doing that because terraforming faster is more gooder, as the saying goes. Luna's still got quite a way to go. Ganymede's got a way to go as well. It's fine. Tech. We don't have any more facilities, so that's good. We should now have people on Mercury. We do. I have 500,000 people. How can they can hold? Oh, they can hold a bunch of people. And we want them there because then we can get the mine producing some stuff. People manufacturing. Sorry, my mum has just sent me a text. She'll probably reply before I get in trouble. probably also. Obviously she wants me to do a favour, so let me just quickly do that. Bear with me, I'll just mute this for 1 second. Okay, apologies. Just had to send some money to my niece for Easter from my mum because she's technologically impaired. So I figured I'd send her some money from me as well while I did it. All gravy here, thank you. Bit windy. Well, Send some money to your mom's bank. Are you from me, Jen, and Gladys? Hope you all have a lovely long weekend. Love you lots. There we go. Sweet. Yeah. Sorry. I've been told I need to get more on top of the socializing aspect of my actual life. So I'm making an effort. Right. As much as I love all the people in my life and family and stuff, I'm not a people person. I don't know if anyone's mentioned this. I'm one of those, if you're one of my mates and I don't speak to you for 10 years, it's not because I don't like you. It's just because I've got too much other shit going on to be bothered. But if you rang me in 10 years and said, can you help me shift this couch? Or do you need something? Or can I help with something? Or do you want something? Or whatever. I'm there. I'll help. Absolutely. And everyone knows that. So. Right. Mercury. It needs more people. I was just looking here. They've got a surface grow rate of 10%. So that means this is going to next year be 55,000 more people. Of that 550,000 people currently, over half of them are currently working in manufacturing, which means that they'll go into... Where are they going at the minute? Oh, they're just in available workers at the minute because there is no jobs currently. Because there are no mines on Mercury, of course. I think, are we taking mines to Mercury at the minute? I'm sure we were. Maybe we forgot to set that up. Transported items, orders. You're doing infrastructure at the minute to Europa. You're not cycling moves. You're just doing that a bunch of times. Okay. And you're doing that one last trip for the auto mine. Okay. Right, well, we'll let these ones do their thing. In the meantime, we'll just put more people from Earth. Load colonists. Go to Mercury. Unload colonists. Go to Earth. Refuel. Refuel, and we'll do that. How many can they hold? Do it 10 times. So another 9. Okay. Let's run that, see what happens. Dave's been eating too many Vindaloos. Good onesie. Right, beetles. So we've got a new supply beetle. So these we can use these to send the new mines, actually. So you're part of that group. You're one of the new ones. So you, and you. And we want you guys to go to Earth. We want you to load some of the mines. And then we want you to go to Mercury. Unload all installations. Go to Earth, refuel, resupply. And I want you to do that. I think every mine can hold like 25,000 people. So we want probably more mines. Hang on. So let me math this. So let's say we've got 5 million people. 60% of them are currently working in manufacturing. So times 0.5 just to be conservative with it. And then divide that by 25,000 people which can work in a mine. So we need 100 mines. Okay. So let's send 100 mines. Let's copy this 99 times. And let's let them do their thing. And let's build more beetles while we are thinking about it. 5 at a time is fine. Logistics and transport. Beetles, please. Yes. Okay. Gravitational survey sensors are done. We can build our gravitational scanner ship. Now, there's two things we can do with this. We can either add a geological and a gravitational survey sensor to a ship, or we can have a dedicated scanner ship. Now, normally I've had a GEV, which is the geological survey vessel, and I've had a GSV, which is a gravitational survey vessel. But in the last game, I built a science vessel, which was able to do both. And it also had a jump drive, so it could actually go out and explore more. We haven't done much in the jump drive tree yet, but we can set that up now, so we're ready to do that in a couple of years. So for jump drive, I think we need to be able to design a jump drive. So what do we need? Jump drive. So we need a compatibility. Sorry, not a compatibility. We need an efficiency. So first one's 4. Then we need a squadron size and a jump radius. So these 3 are those. It should really tell you what. Like if there's nothing in there, it should say no other jump drive efficiency unlocked or something like that. But it doesn't. It's fine. So we need this, this, and this. We've got 5 labs currently. So we'll set you going on... They're all 1,000, so they're not going to cost a huge amount. We'll set 2 labs on this person. Doing squadron size. And we'll take a lab off you, because you're going to complete fairly soon anyway. Yeah, July to August, that's fine. And then we'll give 2 labs to you to do squadron size. And then from that, we should be able to build our jump drive, our basic bitch tier jump drive. Unrest is increasing on Luna. Did we not? We did design space police. We just haven't built them yet, did we? Ground unit training. Give me a squad of space police. Give me a couple of squads of space police. Give me. Yeah, I'll do. I'm going to take about 2-3 months to build. What's next? Unit trains. First unit space police. Right, so let's grab our troop transport. Grab those space police, please. and go to Luna and unload Space Police, go back to Earth, refuel. So now if we go to Luna, so they were getting their unrest was growing because they were over 10 million and they didn't have any local protection. They needed a protection strength of 11. They had 0. So they've built up a bit of a resistance. But we've got 26 now, so we're more than covered. We should probably get more because they're going to grow at 7-8% a year. We're not currently sending more people to Luna, I don't think. But they can support another 30 million people with the current infrastructure level. That will go up as we've finished the terraforming. There'll be big... Once we've terraformed it, there's no limit. They can still only hold however many... How many people can Luna hold? 890 million. So they can get up to 890 million without being overpopulated. If they've got a 0 colony cost. That is more beetles. You know what? I don't think we need this command assignment because it just makes the screen look chaotic. And we know when a ship gets created, it's going to be assigned a commander anyway. Hide event. Let's put retirement. No, we won't bother. We won't bother coloring retirement or health. Right, let's grab our new beetles. So these are Squad 36. Should probably rename these and tell us what they're doing as well. You're eventually, once you've done that giant trek out to there, that's going to take you another 4,000 days. Jesus Christ. I'm going to rename you because you're insane. This is AM Earth to C 2017 K2. What I should have done, thinking about it, I should have put 2 ships in that fleet. One of them taking a mine and one of them taking a mass driver. Because it's going to take... I mean, we're going to build better for it and better engines anyway, but it's going to take half this time to get a mass driver out there. That's fine. So these beetles, what are these ones doing? These are infrastructure to Europa. Were we just loading up Europa with a bunch of stuff? I think we were, weren't we? Yeah, because we want the Corundum on Europa. They can currently hold a population of 2.4 million. They've got 2 million, so that's fine. Yeah, we just want to boost that up as much as possible until we can get to a point where we can terraform that. Beetles, got Earth. Load installation. I want you to load oh god, this is going to be fun. Right, we're going to load 1 spaceport. Now that might take you multiple trips. Yeah, they're not going to be able to do that because they can't hold 1. They've got, essentially between them, they've got 5 cargo holds, I think. Go to Earth. Load installation. 40. If I was to do that with this fleet, go to Earth, load installation 40. So we need 40 cargo holds to move one spaceport. So we've got 5 there. So we need a lot more. You can move them in parts, but I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works in if you were basically just to say pick up a starport, pick up all the starport you can, go to Europa, unload the starport, go to Earth, refuel, cycle moves, that would work, but I don't think it would work if you said load 1, go to Europa, unload, come back. It's not just going to take, it's going to take 1 cargo hold times 5. So it's going to take like an 1/8 of a starport over to Europa. So we could just do that order. Divided by 5 is 8. So yeah, it's going to take 8 trips to move 1 starport. So we could do that. Go to Earth, load installation. We don't need to worry about this. Load a spaceport, not a starport. Go to Luna. Unload all installations. Go to Earth, refuel. And we want to do that. If we do repeat, that's 2, 4, 8. And then tell me when you've done that, and then we'll check and confirm that that has moved 1 full spaceport. How long is that going to take you? Not even a day. Okay, that's fine. Oh, but yeah, the loading of things is going to take longer. Yeah, okay. So Beetle's completely orders orbiting Earth. Okay, so if we now go to Luna, they should have starport, spaceport. Yeah, they have 1 spaceport. I thought they had 6 million infrastructure then. Jesus Christ. No, because they're creating local infrastructure, so that's why they've ended up with this little bit. Okay. Right, so that worked. So let's do the same with a cargo transport jobby. So Beetles, what are you guys doing? You're doing Earth, Mercury installations, but you're doing them. You're just doing the bunch. Oh no, you're doing the mines. You're not doing installations. Oh yeah, unload installation mine. Okay, so you're doing. Okay, so let's rename this. So this is mine, Earth, Mercury. This is doing infrastructure, Earth, Europa. They will leave them open because we need to know when they're done. We need to know when you're done. You're just continuously doing that. These are all set to cycle moves, you see. This one isn't set to cycle moves. They're just going to tell me when they've done moving people to Mercury. How's Mercury doing now? 4 million people. And a bunch of them are now working in the mines. Fantastic. So we're producing 101 uranium a year, 101 corundium a year, 20 virendite. Oh yeah, because it's 0.1 accessibility. And 20 gallicite. Okay. Addition of oxygen to the atmosphere of Luna has reached the required level. Beautiful. So Luna now has oxygen in the atmosphere. So they've got 0.1006 atmospheres of oxygen, which is between here. So breathable gas, oxygen, breathable atmospheres of gas. We need between 0.1 and 0.3. So we've got 0.1. It's like the minimum we need. But it has to be 30% of the gases, below 30% of the gases in the atmosphere at the time. So at the minute it's 100%. So to balance that, we need to add in, we could add nitrogen because nitrogen is an inert gas. It will just be in the atmosphere. But if we add some atesium first, because we're going to need to add atesium anyway, we add 0.3. Atesium is going to warm up temperature. Let's add 0.25 actually. So atesium is going to warm up the temperature. Hopefully it's going to melt. Is there an ice sheet here? Luna. There is an ice sheet. So when the temperature warms up enough, it will give us some more water. And our hydrographic extent at the minute is 10, so we need to add more water probably eventually. So let's add some atesium and balance out that oxygen level. And now I'll show you this. So if we open this up, go to Luna, go to environment, if I pass time forward, you will see this percentage drop. And if you watch the temperature, you'll see it go up. Research complete. High density geranium armor. So that means we can make some lighter ships. I've got to say, I do like what we're doing here with the research because we're having to be quite what's the word? We're having to actually think about what we're researching. We're not just researching everything that we think, oh, that's cool, yeah, we'll do that, oh, we'll do that. Eventually we will, but right now we're actually having to think about what gets us to the next thing that we're trying to do. Right. Jump point stabilization module. We think we do need that because we will need a jump point stabilization ship eventually, in addition to our jump drive. So we're going to need a ship that can go through jump points to explore, but when we start colonizing things, we're not going to want jump drives on all of our freighters and stuff, for example. So we're going to want to stabilize jump points so that we effectively create a bridge between two systems that they can just travel through the wormhole, go to the next system, drop off whatever, pick up whatever, travel back without a jump drive. They just go through the Stargate. But before we start stabilizing things, we need to go and explore the other side of it to make sure that there's no hostiles. Because if there's hostiles and they come through the gate, if there's hostiles on the other side and we've stabilized it because we haven't fully explored, they can also make use of the stable jump gate and come and visit us and obviously deliver a bunch of nasty surprises. So we will need this. Do we need it right now? Probably not. So let's just assign one lab. We do want it more than 70 years in the future, but that's fine. We'll adjust that later on. Hulk in theory. Composite armor. So these are getting to the point where they're getting a little bit higher up in the numbers. In the research costs, rather. Ground combat. I don't think we need any more ground combat right now. Okay, so for our exploration ship, we are going to need some sensors on the ship. We're going to need active sensors. We're going to need passive sensors. EM sensors. So we should probably start digging into some of this. So we'll do EM sensor, thermal sensor for now. Just get those passive ones going. Put this by date. Nuclear thermal. Not bother if that takes another couple of months. If we can shave some time, you need an extra just to bring that in line with that. No, maybe not. And we want terraforming to be very quick, so assign new labs to that when you get them. You completed orders. So I think that's all the people on Mercury now that we need. Yeah, summary, Mercury. Mercury can hold 6.68. They've got 6.44, so they're good right now. That means they've got a bunch of people working in the mines. We'll look at the summary actually. So miners, 2 million people working in the mines. And it ended up at about 50%, which I thought it would. And we'll hello. We are still moving mines over there as well, I believe. Where else needs more colonists? Mars could do with some more colonists, but when they get more colonists, they're going to need some protection. Europa, Ganymede, Io, Callisto. Callisto can have a bunch more pops. You don't have a governor in Callisto. Why do you not have a governor? Oh, because we didn't assign one yet. Okay. Pop growth. Isle pop growth. Ganymede is good. Okay, we've got governors at all the places we need governors at. Cool. So Callisto. We'll take a group of people from Earth to Callisto. Slipway added to the Gaia Seeders. Let's add more slipways because we're going to need more. 5. No, you know what? We'll leave it at 5. Building 5 at a time is plenty. We should be getting more any day now. There we are. So, those... Where are they? They're here. So, you all go in this group, and then I want you to merge with the other fleet at Luna, please. Movement orders go to the Terraforming Azalea 1 fleet. Join fleet. That will more or less double their that'll double their terraforming capability. And now that we've got them there, let's build another 5. Nuclear thermal engine. Okay, we do need to design a new engine now. I think it's been 20 years since the last one. Got 5 labs. Let's put this by date. Terraforming rate, you can take 4 labs and that will push you 5 years. That's reasonable. And you can have the extra one to push you into 2050, same as your sibling. Alright, let's have a look at designing a new engine. So this engine is going to replace... Let's have a look at the old engine model. First grab a Challenger and we look at the engine. So the old engine here... Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. So the old engine had a size of 2,000 tons, which means it was a size 40, which I think is the biggest we can still build. Yep. And it was a nuclear radio isotope engine, and I think it was at 30%. 60-60, yeah. Now we've since researched this, basically 10% off fuel usage. So it's more fuel efficient already. This was using 1.5, this is using 1.33. We've also learned about thermal reduction, so we can reduce the thermal signature from 60 down to 45, which just means we're a smaller dot on the radar. Or we've got a smaller footprint for the enemy to discover. They'd have to be a lot closer to us. They're not going to discover us in Sol, so it doesn't really matter. We could probably save the Galsite. Because this is an engine that's going to be going out of the sector, isn't it? Because potentially it's going to be on our new science vessels. It's up there. Yeah, see, going up an engine tier. So we 9 at 100%. We on the old engine tier we had 9, but on the new one, the best we've currently got at 75%. It goes up to 14, so it goes up by 50%. Which at this tier is not a lot, but eventually it will be. So going up a tier has increased our engine power by 16. So that's basically like, what's that, 25% roughly? 20%? Excuse me. Fuse per hour 1.7, that's 1.5, but that's because we are using a better engine, basically. Could make it substantially faster, but it's going to use more fuel. Because this doubles the speed. Well, doubles the power, rather. 40 gallicite rather than 9. Let's just make it as weak of an engine, a large engine, but as weak as an engine, as fuel efficient as an engine as we can. This is going to be the 2046 Pertinax, which was the name of the old company we used. 2046 Pertinax commercial nuclear thermal engine. Prototype that for me. Don't need anything else just yet. We can't design thermal sensors yet. Oh no, we can design thermal sensors. We've got a thermal sensor 5. We must have an EM sensor as well then. Is it just active sensors? Oh no, we can design active sensors just with our conventional technology. Okay. Let's update the armor. Because I think all we did to this was change the fuel to ultra large, didn't we? So let's remove that. Let's add in our new prototype engine. Update the armor. Now we are adding 5,000 tons of fuel, which is a ridiculous amount. We also don't need conventional geological survey sensors anymore because we've got the new fancy ones. We've got the... So these provide 1 survey point per hour instead of 0.2. So that's why we had 5 of those. So we're saving 1,000 tons on just having the 1 geological survey sensor. Also, that massively drops the annual failure rate as well. Because if we had 5 of these, for example, it massively increases this. Because there's more things to fail every year. We need fuel. If we do a standard, we needed 400 billion to get to and from Minerva, didn't we? So if we go 3 standard, 4 standard. One large. 500 billion, that sounds pretty good. Deployment time. They're over 1,000 kilometers a second, so they're not slow by any chance. This one was 600, so this is more or less doubling the speed. I'm gonna say 36 is probably fine, but if we do 60, we're also substantially smaller. We don't need 10 engineering spaces either. Let's put a gravitational survey sensor on. How big are these? 250. And I think that's it. So 1,003 kilometers a second. It's got a range of 500 billion. Doesn't need that much range, but I do want them to go and scan maneuver first before they leave the sector. Otherwise, we're gonna every time we redesign a ship, they're gonna try and get to maneuver and come back, which is insane. Annual failure rate 12% is really good. What was our old one? 17. So we've cut 5% off that. We're telling them to deploy for 60 months. Is 5 years? Yeah. They've got 21 years of maintenance life. If I mean that 12%, they could blow up in the first 5 years potentially. They won't, because they've got enough maintenance supply points to fix stuff. 3,800. We've saved a ton of weight on that as well. Saved 800 tons of weight. But we've added 5 times the amount of fuel. We've kept the same level of geological survey points, 1 point per hour. But we've also added gravitational survey sensors so we can scan jump points. Now, ideally, I would also put a jump drive on this ship. Because, so the thing is, right, if we build a ship that has a gravitational survey sensor on it, it can discover jump points. But without a jump drive, it can't do anything with those jump points. Now, an ordinary gravitational survey ship, it doesn't really matter. But because this is also a geological survey ship, this is basically going to be our main exploration vessel. And we should probably change the thing of this. So this is no longer a gravitational survey vessel. This is an exploration ship. Yeah, exploration ship. Which means we need a new name. Okay. Let's think of what we got. The Boron. My X4 fans like that name. Fellow X4 fans, rather. Not my X4 fans. I haven't streamed X4 yet. So this is the 2046 Boron class. None of these settings are what we need. We don't need to tick any of this. This is fine. I think we're going to save this exploration ship as it is right now, but we're going to design a jump drive for it when we've got the jump drive tech. Well, the supplementary text to build the jump drive with. But we are going to research that engine. Prototypes, engine, research. Because that engine's going to get used. Oh shit. Lost design. That engine's going to get used by a ton of new ships that we're going to design. This one, close that down. Is that? That's all good there. Just checking the stream. Making sure we're all still good. We're still alive. I changed my settings yesterday to try and help. Let me actually turn the volume up on here and see how it sounds. If I upload that yesterday to try and help. Let me actually turn the volume up on here and see how it sounds. If I upload that, it's not bad. Yeah, I increased the audio bitrate and I messed around with the size. So the one thing I was having problems with, actually I can turn that around. Everything was really blurry, which it shouldn't be anymore. It looks like that's actually okay. If I put this on 1080p, yeah, it's crystal clear. That's gorgeous. There we go. You. That way I can see the OBS. I need my notepad up there so we can see that. Okay, so. Do we have any more labs? We do not, but we can take a lab off of this because this is no longer more like super urgent. Same with this, and we can put sort of a date. Yeah, it's fine. We can now put someone on that engine. It's not going to take them very long at all. And we can give more labs to some of these. We've got 3 labs, so let's just give them 1 more lab each. You can't have more labs. Ew. 45% with only 2 labs. Adding an extra lab isn't going to do a huge amount for you anyway. Let's give jump point stabilization guy another lab. Okay. Let's run. Ice sheet melted. So adding that Artesium into Luna has melted the ice sheet, which has raised the albedo. I'm not sure what the albedo is. I think it's the reflection of the light and heat from the sun. This has caused a sudden temperature increase from -27 to -23. Okay, that's good. Engine has been completed. 2 labs, sort by date. Let's chuck more into you. Unrest is rising on Mars due to insufficient military protection. So they've just exceeded 10 million pops. So we need to send a unit of space police to Mars. And I can prove that. I'm not just going to say that. 10.2 million people. Troop transportation. Movement orders. Go to Earth. Pick up one of our lovely space police and go to Mars. Unload the space police and come back to Earth. And you might as well load another unit and go to Luna and unload it because they're going to whinge that they're under low protection shortly anyway, I think. Yeah, a little bit, not a huge amount. 5 inactive labs because the jump point stabilization guy retired. Well, that sucks. Jump point stabilization was, I think it was construction production. We've got a nice healthy researcher there who's going to help get that done even faster. Jump drive tech done. Well, the squadron guy can do the next one. Let's go to Mars. Let's check their... Yeah, the police strength far outweighs their required protection, so that's all good. Same on Luna. They're good for a long time now. Mercury's going to need some soon, so we'll actually do that now. Troop transport, movement orders, go to Earth, load 4, go to Mercury, unload 4, go to Earth. Squadron. So now we just need jump drive efficiency. So now we've got 6 labs spare. Let's cancel this project. Let's do jump drive efficiency. Oh, there was only 98 left on it anyway. But let's add this person here with 10 labs. It's only going to take them like no time at all. The addition of a T-Sim has been completed on Luna. So now oxygen on Luna is less than 30%, so we've ticked that box. So we now have a breathable atmosphere, which means that the colony cost increase of this is now down to 0. So the way this works is you start with the 0 colony cost, and then it adds and removes stuff based on these numbers. So we're increasing because of we need water. And I think that's it at the minute. Temperature factor is fine. Base temperature, minimum temperature. Okay, so the minimum temperature and maximum temperature is 24 to 29, which is, that was a pretty good guess at landing where we needed to do on the Artesian. We just need more water now. Our hydrographic extent is dropped to 9.99. So let's add some more water vapor. So we'll add 0.003 and see how that goes. That was fast. Maybe I should have gone slightly higher on that. Environment, Luna, water vapor. Okay, yeah, we can go mad on water vapor. Now, the only thing with water vapor, I think it will increase our temperature a little bit. So let's do 0.02. See how that affects things. Oh, jump drive efficiency, so we can design our jump drive now. So, jump engines. We can't really do anything better than this. The only thing we need to do is we need to change this to a commercial jump drive. So even though, so basically the jump drives will only allow, if you've got a military engine, you need a military jump drive. But even though our ship here is a military vessel for maintenance purposes, it's got a commercial engine, so it only needs a commercial jump drive. So we can, commercial jump drives as well, they cost less and can move more, pretty much, I think. Oh yeah, we need to just tell it what the commercial. So we're saying that this ship here currently weighs 3,827 tons. We're going to add a jump drive to it, and bear in mind the jump capability is how many tons it can shift. So if we say we want a 6,000, 5,000 maybe, we could get away with 5,000. So basically this jump drive is going to add 836 tons to our ship. It's going to add slightly more because it's going to add more crew. It's going to add 33 more crew to our 87, so we're going to get more crew quarters and stuff. But I can't see that being more than 400 tons. So that 5,000 ton jump capability is fine. But we want a commercial engine, which is actually larger. So that's going to add 1,250 tons, which is going to push us over 5,000. So we could go to 6,000. We could go really hyper optimal with it. And we could go like change these numbers down to like 10, and then we could get it. You can jump exactly this amount of ship. But I think if we do 6,000 tons, that'll give us plenty of cover. We can add more fuel or whatever to make up the difference. Our shipyard is capable of building a 6,000 ton ship anyway. So if we do decide to add more things to it, more armor, for example, we can do. So let's give it a company name. I like nice short company names for these. None of these are short, guys. Come on, sort it out. Maxim. Maximus. This is the year of our Lord 2048. Maximus commercial jump drive. Prototype that for me, please. And then if we add prototypes, we can then go to jump drives, add this to our ship. Our ship is still within the 6,000 tons for the jump drive. If we went above that, it would tell us anyway. So if I put 10, jump engine is too small for this design. We could increase our armor slightly. We could increase our armor to 3 rows of armor. We don't really need to, though. It has slowed us down a little bit. That's fine, though. We're at 23% annual failure rate because of the jump drive. More things to fail. So we could add more engineering spaces because we do have the room for that now. $20 pussies is just above where we want to be. 19 gives us a 15% annual failure rate. That's an odd number I don't like, but it's fine. We've lost some range though. So let's add a standard. Take off an engineering space. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's research that jump drive. Research. Let's go into here, go to power and propulsion, give you a bunch. That'll take you no time at all. Jump drive is done. So now we need to reconfigure our shipyard. So this one here, we're going to retool it to the Boron Explorers. That's going to take you a couple of months. We're also going to rename the shipyard because this is now Explorers. Voyager. Voyager Exploration Dock. I'm going to be able to build 5 of these. So we're going to go absolutely nuts. We're going to be exploring like crazy. Now, this is where we're going to actually probably need to start designing a navy as well, because if we explore too far too fast, we're going to have enemy raiders breaching our space. Which is fine. We just need to make sure we're ready for that. So one thing we will need to do, if I turn on, which is it? This? Yeah. So we need better sensors. We could also put sensors on our other colonies as well. So we could put a sensor out on wherever the jump points end up being. We could put sensors on each of our colonies. We could put sensors on our mining asteroids and stuff. Just to spread out the coverage. I think we need to build some more sensors actually. If we go to Earth, how many sensors have we got? Currently only got 4. We should build more than that. They're actually not bad, not that expensive, so let's go from 4 to 25. So we had 21, and we want to do that. Let's knock off infrastructure. Let's knock off 10% off this. And 15% off this. Set this as 25. I didn't do the research. Okay. So about it. So we do need active sensor stuff. We could actually increase these. Although actually what we probably want to do is increase planetary sensor strength. Let's do 2 on there. And we also, since we're going to be looking at building a military, we should probably also build some fucking guns for our military vessels. Now then, what do we want on our military ships? We want gauze cannons because we want to be able to shoot down incoming missiles. Turret tracking speed as well. Visible light laser. Lasers could be interesting. I do like the idea of building missile ships. The only problem is missiles. You have to design the missiles and build them. You have to store them on the ship, so you've got a weight factor there. And you need some good targeting stuff. You also need defense against enemy missiles, because enemy missiles are good because they're really long range. Well, you can customize the range, right? Because you can design the missile. You can go in here and build yourself a missile as a stupid range. It's going to be a fucking expensive missile. It's going to use a ton of fuel, but you could build a missile here, for example, that travels 34 million kilometers, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that far, but it's further than you can shoot your railgun, I guess. Fuel capacity, if I put that as like 5. Yeah, so I can go 315 million kilometers. Yeah, you can just go nuts. If we put a 500 fuel capacity, we can send this 3.2 million kilometers. It's going to use a ton of fuel. You can also change the warhead strength to like something crazy. It's 9 is the maximum, isn't it? Maybe not. But it does change the speed. Reactor. Oh, I see. So you can put sensors on it and stuff as well. Why would you need a geological sensor on there? Does it tell me why? No. Could do some tooltips on here, my guy. It's fine though. Laser warhead. Retargeting capability. So if you send it to something and that ship explodes, it can retarget something else, I guess. But no engine. I guess that would be kind of like a mine. Yeah. But yeah, we can build some pretty wild missiles. But I'm curious. I don't want to use missiles straight away. Because there's a lot of moving parts to that. So I'm thinking we're maybe going to use railguns. Total damage output 1/3 higher than a similar tech laser. However, due to the lower damage of each shot, he's more susceptible to armor and is shorter range. Okay, so lasers do more damage at longer range than... Okay. I do like the idea of lasers. Spinal mount, one energy weapon per ship may be designated as a spinal mount. This can be 2 sizes larger than the normal maximum size for energy weapons when used by that race. Okay. So we could build a giant spinal mounted laser. And have railguns supporting it, possibly. Gauss cannons. Carrionade? What's a carrionade? Maximum caliber of plasma carrionades. Meson. Meson focuses in technology. Improved focus in technology increases the range of meson cannons. Okay. Increase the range of high power microwaves. Just fucking microwave your aliens on a stick. Railgun launch velocity. Okay. So if you want to make your railguns go further, more velocity. Okay. Let's spread this out a bit. So we're going to need turrets regardless. So this cheap tech here is worth doing. Absolutely. 40%. I want to say that's armor reduction. I think the meson cannon is the one that warps their armor so that you can potentially do more damage to the internal components. I might be talking complete bollocks there though. It's been a very long time since I've done any sort of combat in this game. So visible light laser, we're going to put that on there. I did pick... Oh no, I didn't. I picked the wrong guy. And spinal mount, we're going to do that as well. 5 days, ship construction. Azaleas. So we've got more terraformers now. Azaleas. Ziggy eggs, baby. Oh my goodness. I want you guys to go and join the other terraforming fleet, please. That's all done. So now terraforming Luna's required level. Lunar environment. Okay, so pushing that to 0.02 only increased our hydrographic extent from 9.99 to 11.08. So we could probably afford to go bigger. So we can go 0.1 It's just go 10 times bigger, so 0.2. What did it do to the temperature? It did increase the temperature, so we might have to remove some artesium if we end up going with a max temperature above 38. We've got 8 to play with, roughly. Shortage of sodium for fuel production at Earth. So Earth has now nearly used up all of its sodium. We're going to let it run out completely, but then we can just turn off the fuel refinery. We could mine sodium, but we're harvesting fuel directly from the gas giants. We do, in fact, we do have sodium on some of our other colonies, don't we? Sodium. Yeah, so Venus has a ton, and we have a stockpile of it, so we can send that over. They're producing a good amount per year. We should probably send some mass drivers over to Venus. Since Venus is the core of our economy right now. Beetles, what are you doing? You're done with whatever you were doing. You're still doing that. You're still doing that. So you guys go to Earth. Load. 5 mass drivers, sure. And go to Mercury and unload all installations. Go out to Earth. And now if we go to Mercury, we can change the mass driver destination to Earth. And that will send some fuel, well, send some sodium to Earth. And that should get rid of this warning. Retooling the boron yards is done. So now give me into the surveying and exploration fleet, give me 5 borons, please. Shortage of sodium, is it still? Oh yeah, we're using 4,000 a year in fuel production. We're only producing 430 a year, so yeah, we should probably just turn off the fuel refineries for now. Should probably turn off the maintenance supply stockpile as well. Maybe not. No, we'll leave that on. Terraforming scientist retired. Oh, you were a good guy as well. You had a ton of, you had 10 labs. It's alright. It means we've got 4 labs to play with. So let's add a couple of labs to here. Spine them out. We want that a bit sooner. Sure, that works. Water vapor on Luna has reached the required level. Temperatures at 34. We're up to 16 hydrographic extent, so we can go higher. Let's first remove some artesium. So we're going to go 0.2 with that, just because we want to make sure we don't go above 38 degrees. Gas removed. So let's drop the temperature now from 34 down to 19. So we've got a comfortable buffer there. And then we want to add water vapor. We're currently at 0.17. We could probably just leave that actually, because that's going down, but it's bringing this up. So that's actually probably too much water vapor. Let's remove some water vapor. Let's go to 0.1. Borons have been built. Beautiful. Boron. Right, so we're going to give standing orders, load this template. So we're going to go planets and moons and then system bodies, refuel at colony, and overhaul after you've exceeded your time. We need to add survey locations to that. Let's delete the template and then create a new template. So this is survey planets. Survey bodies and survey locations. Bodies and jump points. And then we're just going to apply this to everybody. So now they're all going to go to Minerva and they're all going to scan Minerva. What I'm actually going to do on this last two, in fact, we're going to swap it around. We're going to do survey locations, move that up, move that up. So we'll send one of them to Minerva, but the rest of them are going to do survey locations and then worry about everything else. Infrastructure Earth Europa has completed orders. I think that was a temporary order that we gave them, wasn't it? So now what's the infrastructure situation on Europa? They can hold 3.75 million people. They've got 3.18, so they don't really need any more people being sent there. They're growing at 10% a year. What was on Europa? Oh, we had Corbomite mines, didn't we? We need more manned mines. I think we are sending manned mines, aren't we? Maybe we get them to join. Oh no, because we worked out how many manned mines we needed, didn't we? So we don't want to interfere with them. Mine Earth Mercury. So they're doing that. Infrastructure Earth Europa, that's fine. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's detach 2 of these. So we've got a group of 5. Now, you guys are going to go to Earth. You're going to load installation. You're going to load spaceport. And you're going to deliver it to Mars. And then you're going to go back to Earth and you're going to repeat that 2, 4, 8 times. And we're going to rename these so we don't get confused. So this is Earth, Mars now. And this is going to be Spaceport. And these guys, I'm going to rename these, and these are going to be what are they called? Cargo shuttles. Earth Sol for now. Go to Earth load. Cargo shuttle station. So they only need 10. We've got 5. So we need 2 trips for this. So go to Luna, unload all installations. Go to Earth, load installation, cargo shuttle. Go to Luna, unload all installations. Go to Earth, restock, refuel, load. Go to Mars, unload. Go to Earth, load. Go to Mars, unload. Go to Earth. It's going to take you 166 days to do that. You go to Earth, load. Nope. Load a mass driver. And I want you to take that mass driver to, I think it's Europa that's on mine there. Yeah, because they've got the stockpile of corundium. Probably want to send one to Mercury. Oh, Mercury's already got one. Mars needs one as well. So Mars, Europa need mass drivers. So you go to Mars, unload, go to Earth, load a mass driver, go to Europa, unload all installations, go to Earth, and then this one, go to Earth, load a mass driver. And now we're going to need to send that to some of these other spots as well. Venus, did we send one to Venus already? We didn't. We need to. In fact, no, we did. We sent, oh, maybe we didn't. You're doing mines to Mercury. You're doing cargo shuttle stations. You're doing spaceport. Welcome home, my love. BRB.
say